The diner looked the same, but I knew nothing would be. I saw the empty chair at table 6, and my heart knew. I stood there, frozen, feeling that everything was about to change. This moment would change everything.
Table 6 needs their check, and table 4's coffee is empty. Can somebody help me before I lose my mind? Emma, breathe. It's just a Tuesday. It's the Tuesday my rent is due, and my mom's pharmacy called twice. I saw that. You okay? I will be. Right after I serve the happy couple in the corner booth their anniversary pancakes. Which happy couple? Look for yourself. Oh no, Emma. Emma, don't turn around.
Why would I not turn around?
Because that's Marcus. And that's not you sitting across from him. Emma? Emma? Hello, Marcus.
Emma? Emma, wow, is that you work here now?
I work here, yes. Hello, Marcus. That's fine. I'm fine. I have a job to do.
This is Victoria. Victoria, this is Emma. We used to be engaged.
Oh, the one who couldn't get her little business off the ground. He told me all about it. Did he? He said you had a good idea, just no money to back it. Such a shame when that happens.
Vic, don't.
What? I'm being nice. Emma, sweetie, can we get 2 coffees, oat milk for me?
Of course. Anything else?
Emma, I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd be...
Working the table you chose to celebrate your engagement at? Small world. I'll get your coffees.
I'll take it from here. No, I've got it. I'm a professional. You're shaking. I'm caffeinated. There's a difference. Emma, it's been 2 years. You don't owe him a smile. I'm not smiling for him. I'm smiling because if I don't, I start crying, and crying doesn't pay my mother's medical bills. Do you want me to spill something on him? Accidentally, of course. Tempting. But no, I need this job more than I need the satisfaction. For what it's worth, your business idea was good, let alone steal half of it and pitch it to his new company like it was...
Water under a very expensive bridge, Sophie. Let it go.
I'll let it go the day karma catches up with him, not before.
Emma, my office, now.
Can it wait 5 minutes?
No.
Fine.
We've had 3 complaints this month.
Complaints about what? My service has never been late.
About attitude, slamming plates, being short with customers.
I have never slammed a plate in my life.
I'm cutting your shifts, weekends only, starting next week.
Weekends only? That's half my income. You know I have a sick mother.
I have a business to run, Emma. I'm sorry.
Please, I need this job. I've been here 3 years. I've never once called in sick, never once been late, and I've covered every single shift you've ever asked me to.
It feels personal when it's my rent on the line.
Weekends, take it or leave it.
I'll take it.
Good. Now go finish table 6. They're asking for you by name.
Of course they are.
That's the spirit.
I could scream. Don't. Save the screaming for something that actually changes my situation. Speaking of which, my shift's over. Want to come by tonight? I'll make dinner, you can vent properly. I have to check on my mom, but maybe after. How is she? Some days good, some days rough. Today was a rough one. She didn't get out of bed until noon. Emma, I'm sorry. It's fine, we manage. You always say that. We manage. At some point, managing isn't a strategy, it's survival, and survival runs out. What choice do I have? None right now. But keep an open mind about that agency listing I mentioned. I really think it's worth looking into. The fake companion thing? The fake companion thing that pays actual real money. I'll think about it. That's all I ask. Mom, I'm home. In here, sweetheart. How are you feeling today?
Better. Tired, but better. Did you eat?
Not yet. I had a granola bar at the diner.
Emma,
I'm fine, Mom. Don't worry about me.
there's an envelope on the counter. It came today.
What kind of envelope?
The kind with a red stamp on it.
Oh, no. What does it say?
It says we have 30 days to pay what we owe or vacate the apartment.
30 days.
I'll figure something out. I always do.
You work too hard, baby. You have since you were 17.
Somebody has to.
I wish your father were here. He'd know what to do.
I wish that too. Get some rest, okay? I'm gonna look through job listings.
You never stop, do you?
Can't afford to. Emma, sit with me a minute before you disappear into that laptop. Okay. What's on your mind? I don't like watching you carry all of this alone. It should have been split between the two of us, but my body decided otherwise. Mom, don't. None of this is your fault. I know it isn't anyone's fault. Doesn't stop me from feeling guilty about it every single day. You worked 2 jobs after Dad died in school. I think we're even if we're keeping score, which we shouldn't. Where do you think I got it from?
Guilty as charged. Go look at your job listings and eat something real tonight, not another granola bar.
Yes, ma'am. The weird one. The agency posting. Companion services, high compensation, discretion required. Sophie, that sounds like a job for something I am not willing to do. It's not that. My cousin did something like it 2 years ago. It's for rich families who need someone to play a role, a fake girlfriend for an event, a +1 for a wedding, that kind of thing. Totally legal. Totally clothed. I don't know. Emma, you have 30 days. Just look at it. Fine, I'm looking. Seeking a woman, age 25 to 35, presentable, articulate, available for a 30-day contractual arrangement. Compensation $500,000 plus expenses. 500,000? This has to be a scam. Or it's real and it's your rent, your mother's medicine, and a new start all in one contract. A contractual arrangement for what, exactly? It just says further details upon interview, confidentiality agreement required. This feels insane. Find anything? 1 million listings for administrative assistant, must have 5 years experience for an entry-level position. Nothing that pays enough. What about that one I sent you? Which one? Marcus wasn't a risk, Emma. He was a mistake wearing a nice suit. This is different. I'm sending my resume. That's my girl. If this turns out to be some kind of trafficking front, I'm blaming you specifically.
Miss Hale, thank you for coming. Please sit.
Thank you. I have to admit I'm a little nervous. The posting was vague.
That's intentional. I'm Daniel Reyes. I work directly for Mr. Cross. What I'm about to tell you cannot leave this room unless you sign the agreement in front of you.
Okay.
Mr. Nathaniel Cross needs a wife.
A wife?
For 30 days, a legal, documented marriage. His grandfather's will requires him to be married before his 35th birthday in order to retain controlling interest in Cross Industries. His birthday is in 31 days.
You're joking.
I do not joke about corporate succession law, Miss Hale.
So he wants to marry a stranger to keep his company.
Essentially, yes. After 30 days and if filed quietly, you receive full compensation, you go on with your life. No press exposure beyond the initial announcement.
Av hiding this from his grandfather. Wouldn't a real relationship be easier?
Mr. Cross does not have time for a real relationship. He has a company under threat of hostile takeover and a grandfather who is, frankly, running out of patience and possibly running out of time.
That's sad.
It's business. Are you interested?
What are the requirements exactly?
Presentable in public, convincing as a couple, able to answer basic biographical questions about Mr. Cross without hesitation, discreet, and most importantly, willing to walk away cleanly after 30 days with no attachment, no claims, and
No complications. I can do that.
There will be a background check.
I have nothing to hide except an empty bank account.
That, Mrs. Hale, is exactly the kind of honesty we're looking for.
Can I ask, how many women applied for this?
Over 200.
200. And you called me.
I called 4 women. You're the second interview today.
What happened to the first?
She asked if the marriage came with a prenup that guaranteed a percentage of future earnings even after annulment. Mr. Cross does not appreciate that kind of disguised as romance.
I wasn't planning on asking for a percentage of anything.
I noticed. Your resume mentioned 3 years of steady work at the same diner, no gaps, no red flags, a sick mother you clearly support financially, and no social media accounts we could find, which in this business is practically a miracle.
I never had time for social media.
Lucky for you. Mr. Cross will see you now.
Now? I thought this was just the first interview.
Time is not a luxury we have. Come with me.
Wait, before we go in, is there anything I should know? Anything that would make this harder than it already sounds?
Mr. Cross is direct, it's cold and extremely. He does not appreciate being asked our knowledge of this arrangement. Answer plainly, don't oversell yourself, and for the love of everything, do not try to charm with him.
Nodded. Don't be charming.
You'll do fine, Miss Hale. Miss Hale, sit please.
Mr. Cross.
Daniel's explained the arrangement?
He has. 30 days, $500,000, annulment after, no complications.
Correct. Do you have any questions?
A few, actually.
Go ahead.
Why me? I assume you have dozens of women who would jump at this.
You're right, there were dozens of applicants. Daniel narrowed it down. You have no public social media presence, no family drama that would attract press attention, and you need the money enough to be reliable, but not so desperate that you'll do something reckless.
That's a very calculated way to describe a person.
This is a calculated arrangement romance. I'm interested in solving a problem.
Understood. What's my role exactly?
You'll live here, in the penthouse, for 30 days. You'll attend a handful of public events with me. You'll meet my grandfather, who must believe this marriage is genuine. Beyond that, we lead separate lives under one roof.
Separate bedrooms, I assume.
Obviously.
And after the 30 days?
We go our separate ways. A quiet annulment. You keep the money, you keep your privacy. We never speak again unless absolutely necessary.
That sounds almost too clean.
I like clean. Messy is expensive and it costs people things they can't get back. Are you in, Miss Hale?
Can I ask why you don't simply date someone real, someone from your own circles, and let a genuine relationship develop in time for the deadline?
Because genuine relationships were a time I do not have, and trust I are safer, less likely in a pipe splashed on the taps.
You say that like it's happened before.
It has, which is why I have some flight terms and clear exits. Then we adapt. Daniel is exceptional at damage control, but I'd prefer we don't need him.
Understood. One more question.
Go on.
What's in it for you, exactly, beyond the company? I mean, personally. Is there nothing about a real marriage that appeals to you at all?
I stopped expecting personal fulfillment from my life a long time ago, Miss Hale. I get my fulfillment from running this company well. That will have to be enough.
That sounds lonely.
It's efficient.
My mother is sick. I need this money for her treatment, and I need to keep a roof over our heads. So yes, I'm in.
Good. Daniel will have the paperwork ready by tomorrow morning. The wedding will be small, courthouse, discreet. We'll announce it publicly after.
That's fast.
My birthday isn't waiting for either of us, Miss Hale.
Call me Emma.
Emma, then. Welcome to the arrangement.
One thing, before I sign anything.
Yes?
I need part of the money up front. Not all of it. I understand you'll want incentive to keep me honest for the full 30 days. But enough to cover my mother's next round of treatment immediately.
That's reasonable. I'll have Daniel arrange $50,000 upon signing, the rest upon completion.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. It's a business transaction, Emma. Save your gratitude for something that deserves it.
All right then, where do I sign?
We do try. Sign there, please.
Done.
Congratulations, Mrs. Hale. Welcome to the Cross family, temporarily.
Good. That's a relief, honestly. Is this really happening?
In about 18 hours, Mrs. Hale, you will legally become Mrs. Cross. I'd say yes, it's really happening.
My mother is going to have so many questions.
We've prepared a cover story packet for exactly that purpose. Family members closest to you will need a version of the truth they can safely repeat, one that isn't the full truth but isn't so far from it that it collapses under scrutiny.
What's the story? Samuel met a year ago through Jewel Quain script. That's almost sweet, for a lie. Do you, Nathaniel Alexander Cross, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
And do you, Emma Louise Hale, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? I do.
By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
We don't have to.
Daniel said there'd be a photographer outside. It has to look real.
Right, of course.
So, quickly, before I lose my nerve.
Fine.
That wasn't so bad.
No, it wasn't. Smile for the cameras, Mrs. Cross. First day on the job.
Right. Mrs. Cross, I'll get used to that.
You have 30 days to get used to it.
Lucky me. Congratulations, by the way. You two make a lovely couple. Thank you. How long have you known each other? About a year. A year. And here you are already. Modern romance moves fast, doesn't it?
Faster than most, apparently.
Well, best of luck to you both. Sign here for the final certificate and you're all set. Nate?
Yes?
My hands are shaking.
Nerves are normal, even for a business transaction.
Is that supposed to help?
I'm not particularly good at comfort, Emma. I did warn you.
You did. Duly noted.
Emma, how did you two meet?
We met through mutual friends about a year ago. It's been a whirlwind ever since. A whirlwind indeed. No one even knew Nathaniel Cross was seeing anyone. Emma, what do you do? I've worked in hospitality. I'm looking forward to a quieter chapter.
That reporter knew about the trust.
Everyone in this city knows about the trust. That's why we needed to be fast.
Great. No pressure.
Welcome to my life, Emma.
Nathaniel, your grandfather Arthur must be thrilled.
He will be, once we tell him properly. This is the first the press is hearing of it, too.
A secret wedding, very romantic. Any comment on the timing, given your birthday coming up and the terms of your grandfather's trust?
My marriage is about my wife, not my finances. Thank you all, that's all for today. An observation.
Nodded. What are the house rules?
No wandering into my study. I work late. I don't like to be disturbed. The housekeeper, Marisol, comes Tuesdays and Fridays. She knows about the arrangement. She's been with the family for 20 years, and she is the definition of discreet. Beyond that, live your life.
What if someone asks me something about you I don't know? Favorite color, allergies, that kind of thing?
There's a spare key on the counter and a company card for expenses. Groceries, essentials, whatever you need. Try to keep receipts under a reasonable amount. My accountant asks fewer questions that way.
Understood. Anything else?
Marisol will show you the kitchen tomorrow. I don't cook, so don't expect anything from me on that front.
What do you eat then?
Whatever's quickest. Takeout, mostly. Sometimes nothing at all if a deal runs late.
That sounds unhealthy.
It's efficient.
Everything with you is efficient.
Daniel will send you a file tonight. Study it.
A file. Of course there's a file.
I told you I like clean.
You mentioned that several times.
This is the guest wing. Your room is at the end of the hall. Bathrooms attached.
It's bigger than my entire apartment.
I imagine it is.
Is that an insult?
It's kept the company running for 34 years. I don't see a reason to change now. Good night, Emma.
Good night, Mr. Cross.
Nate is fine.
Nodded. Good night, Nate.
So, how was your wedding night?
I read a 12-page document about a man I married 8 hours ago.
Romantic.
Apparently, he's allergic to shellfish, he lost his mother when he was 9, and his favorite color is navy blue, which honestly explains his entire wardrobe.
We have several tones, and I've cataloged all of them since college.
This apartment, Sophie, you should see it. There's an entire wing I haven't even looked in yet.
Take pictures. I signed a confidentiality agreement. No pictures, no details, nothing. Lost his mother at 9? That's sad.
I felt bad reading it.
Like I was snooping on someone's grief.
What's he like in person?
Cold, efficient.
Talks like he's closing a merger even when he's saying goodnight. Not even for me? Especially not for you. You'd post it somewhere within the hour. I would never. Sophie.
You're up early.
Habit. I used to open the diner at 6.
Coffee's fresh. Marisol makes it strong.
Thank you. So, what's today's schedule? Daniel mentioned something about meeting your grandfather.
Yes, grandfather wants to see us at the office. Tonight. Dinner at his estate. He's been asking questions since the press conference, and it's better to face them directly than let him stew.
What should I know about him?
Arthur Cross built this company from a single steel plant in 1972. He is sharp, suspicious, and he will test you.
Test me how?
One more thing.
Yes?
My grandfather likes to be called by his first name, Arthur, not Mr. Cross. He finds formality from family insulting. Consider yourself family, for tonight at least.
Noted. Anything else I should avoid?
Just be yourself. He'll ask you things designed to catch you in a lie. He's done it to every woman I've ever brought home, and I've brought home exactly 2 women in my entire life.
Only 2?
I don't have time for more than that, Emma. I told you I don't do relationships.
Why not, if you don't mind me asking?
I do mind, actually. But since we have to convince my grandfather we're happily married, I suppose you should know. Last relation for women when the woman sold bix from Pev's last and Blau's from Pad up away from. I don't trust people who want access to my life. It rarely ends well for me.
I'm sorry, that's a lot to carry.
It is what ready by 6. Wear something warm. The estate's drafty in the evening.
Got it. Warm and convincing, I can do that.
Don't bring up my parents unless he does first. It's still a sensitive subject for him, even after all these years.
Understood.
And Emma?
Yes?
There he is. And this must be the mystery bride the whole city is talking about.
Grandfather.
This is Emma. Emma. Come here, let me look at you properly.
Mr. Cross, it's an honor.
The honor is mine. Call me Arthur.
Mr. Cross makes me feel every one of my 81 years. Sit, sit. Dinner will be out shortly.
How have you been feeling?
Old and extremely curious about how my grandson managed to get married without telling a soul, including me.
It happened fast.
Everything about you happens fast, Nathaniel, except calling your grandfather back. Emma, tell me, where are you from?
I grew up here, actually, not far from downtown.
And your family?
It's just my mother and me now. My father passed away when I was young.
I'm sorry to hear that. What did your father do?
He worked in manufacturing, actually, steel, for a while before he moved into something smaller.
Steel. Interesting. What was his name?
James Hale.
Hale. That's an unusual name. It sounds familiar somehow.
Grandfather, we should eat before it gets cold.
In a moment. Emma, how did you and my grandson meet?
Through mutual friends about a year ago.
A year. And in a year, he never once mentioned you to me.
I wanted to be sure before I said anything.
Sure of what, exactly?
That it was real.
That's a very careful answer for a woman who's supposedly in love.
I've learned to choose my words carefully. It served me well.
I like her, Nathaniel. She has more sense than the last one.
I agree.
Good. Because I intend to see quite a lot more of her before your birthday. I want to make sure this marriage is what it appears to be.
It is. We'll see.
Emma, tell me about your mother. What's her condition, if you don't mind me asking?
She has a chronic immune condition. It flares unpredictably. Some days she's near elf.
That must be difficult, watching someone you love go through that.
It is, but it's taught me not to take good days for granted.
A wise lesson, and one I'm relearning myself, given my own doctor's recent opinions of my heart.
Grandfather, we haven't discussed.
It's nothing urgent, Nathaniel. Calm down. Just an old man's plumbing wearing out a little faster than expected. Nothing.
Dinner conversation should dwell on.
Don't be sorry. Be present. That's worth more than sympathy, in my experience. Now, let's eat. Emma, do you like lamb?
I do, very much. I do.
Wonderful. Marisol, bring out the lamb. An alnet chanter de trake storied pring in eithen plime.
I do.
That was intense.
He liked you. That's rare.
He asked about my father like he recognized the name.
My grandfather's met thousands of people in his career. Half the city's last names sound familiar to him.
Don't get used to it. I reserve my humor for special occasions.
Was tonight a special occasion?
Surviving your grandfather's interrogation? Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Can I ask you something?
Depends what it is.
Why didn't you just tell your grandfather the truth from the start, that you needed a marriage for the trust, and find someone who'd agree to a purely practical understanding transparently?
Because my grandfather doesn't believe in practical marriages. He believes in the one he had when this was fabricated. He'd rewrite the trust out of spite before you could blink.
So we have to fool a dying man who loves you.
He's not dying. He's just old and stubborn, which in his case is nearly the same condition.
That wasn't very reassuring.
I never claimed to be reassuring, Emma. I claimed to be honest. I have to be honest with you.
I'll take honest. You're home early.
Meeting got canceled. Victoria Lang pulled out at the last minute.
Who's Victoria Lang?
Board member. She holds 15% of company shares through her family trust. She's been trying to force a vote to restructure leadership for the last year.
Restructure meaning replace you?
Meaning replace me, yes. My grandfather's trust requires majority family control to block a takeover, which is exactly why this marriage matters. Married, I retain 6% voting power through the family clause. Unmarried, it drops to 30, and Victoria's coalition could out me.
That's a lot riding on 30 days.
It's the whole company, Emma. Everything my grandfather built.
And everything you've built, too.
I suppose so.
You suppose so? You run this entire empire and you suppose you've built something?
I don't often think about what's mine versus what's my grandfather's legacy. It's easier that way.
Habit. I used to have to read people fast to know which tables were about to complain. Turns out it works on billionaires, too.
Am I about to complain?
You look like you haven't eaten today.
I haven't.
Sit down. I'm making pasta. It's not lamb, but it's food.
You don't have to do that.
I know I don't have to. I want to. Sit.
All right.
Tell me about Victoria Lang. I met her name in the file, but the file didn't say much.
Her family has held a minority stake since the early 90s. Her grandfather sometimes in Vekkerger and now stand tullisting a rough patch account for the company.
She have a legitimate reserves or you're on flank?
She has since you granted some just power hungry.
That sounds exhausting, having someone constantly waiting for you to slip.
You get used to it. Or you don't, and it eats you alive slowly. I've tried very hard to be the first kind.
Have you succeeded?
Ask me again after the vote. You'd be shocked how often that's true.
I wouldn't, actually. I lived on granola bars for most of last year.
Why?
Because after I put money aside for my mother's medication and the rent, there wasn't much left. Groceries were the first thing to go.
I didn't know that.
Why would you? It's not in the 12-page file.
What happened to your father, if you don't mind me asking?
He died when I was 16, heart attack at Happentas Workerhasvang.
What kind of business venture?
Some manufacturing partnership. I don't know all the details. I was young. I just remember him coming home one day and saying he'd lost everything, and it was like watching the life go out of him a little at a time after that.
I'm sorry, Emma.
It's all right. It was a long time ago.
Grief doesn't really have an expiration date, though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
My mother died when I was 9, car accident, on a school event, told Bix years trying to think about the fact that if he'd just shown up once, she'd still be here.
Yeah, that's not your fault, and it's not really his fault either. Accidents happen.
Strange what a plate of pasta will do.
Don't underestimate carbohydrates. They lower everyone's guard.
Is that a professional observation, Mrs. Cross?
Years of diner wisdom, Mr. Cross.
Can I ask you something else?
Go ahead.
Do you regret this? The arrangement, I mean, now that you're actually living it instead of reading it on a contract.
Some days. Mostly I regret how normal it's starting to feel, honestly. That scares me more than the strangeness did at first.
Why does normal scare you?
Because normal means I could get used to this. And in 20-something days, this all disappears, and I have to go back to a life that will feel a lot smaller by comparison.
I hadn't thought about it from that angle. You wouldn't have the same life you had before. I'm the one who has to recalibrate. That's a fair point. I'm sorry, I don't think I fully considered that when Daniel drew up the terms.
It's fine. It's not your job to consider my emotional adjustment period. It's a business transaction, remember?
I remember saying that. I'm less sure I still believe it some nights.
Don't say things like that, Nate. It complicates a plan that's supposed to stay simple.
You're right. Forget I said it.
I didn't say I wanted to forget it. I said it complicates things.
Those aren't the same thing, are they?
No, they're really not.
You both look the part tonight. Nate, try to smile at least once. The cameras are merciless. I smile. You grimace politely. It's not the same thing.
He's right, you know.
At 2, Emma?
I'm just agreeing with the professional.
There's a lot of press here tonight, more than usual. The city desk sent 3 reporters instead of the usual 1. Word's gotten out that Victoria's planning something. Planning what? I don't know yet, but she requested an unusually large guest list for a table tonight, including several board members who normally avoid these events.
Understood.
A pleasure. I have to say the whole board was shocked by the sudden wedding. Almost suspicious timing, wouldn't you agree? Love doesn't usually check a calendar before it happens, Missy Lang. How poetic. And yet here we all are, days before Nathaniel's 35th birthday, and suddenly there's a wife.
Careful, Victoria, implying my marriage is a fraud.
I'm implying nothing. I'm simply an interested party in the health of this company, and I like to understand the forces at play.
Emma, where did you say you worked before all this? I didn't say, but I was a waitress, if you're curious. I'm not ashamed of it.
No shame at all. You're one of the wealthiest men in the state with an ear of meeting.
Love is unusual, Victoria. That's rather the point of it.
Of course. Well, enjoy the evening, you two. I'm sure we'll speak again soon, one way or another.
She's not subtle.
No, she never has been. She's been circling this company since her father lost his board seat 2 decades ago. She sees my marriage as an obstacle, and obstacles make her nervous.
She's going to dig into me, isn't she?
Probably. Is there anything to find?
Just a poor girl with a dead father and a sick mother. Hardly scandalous.
That's not nothing to hide, Emma. That's just a life. There's a difference between secrets and hardship.
You keep saying things like that.
Emma? Is that Emma Hale?
Marcus, what are you doing here?
Victoria Lang is my aunt. I got invited. I didn't know you'd be here. I heard about the wedding. Obviously, everyone has, but I didn't put it together that it was you until just now. You two know each other?
After everything you did, you mean?
Emma, come on, that's not fair.
Not fair? You took my business plan, the one I spent a year building, and pitched it to your firm 3 months after you broke off our engagement. You didn't even bother changing the name of the delivery model.
That's not exactly how it happened.
That's exactly how it happened, Marcus. I have the emails.
I think you should go find your aunt, Marcus. I was just talking to my ex-fiance. No harm done. There's harm in upsetting my wife at a public event. I'd hate for that to become a story tomorrow. You look like you needed it.
I had it handled.
I know. I still wanted to.
That's twice tonight you've surprised me. Don't let it go to your head.
Tuche.
I needed air. That room gets suffocating after a while.
It has that effect on most people. I usually escape to this exact balcony for that reason.
Should I go find somewhere else then?
No, stay.
Marcus really got under my skin tonight. I thought I was past all that.
You don't have to be past something to still function around it. Those are two different things.
When did you become a philosopher?
Around the third time my own father's ghost ruined a good evening for me, you learn to separate function from feeling eventually, or you stop functioning at all.
That sounds like a hard lesson to learn.
It was, still is, some nights.
Can I ask you something honestly, and you answer honestly?
Depends on the question.
Do you ever get lonely, living the way you live? All this, the tower, the company, this apartment the size of my old block, does any of it actually make you happy?
Happy isn't a word I use often. Satisfied, occasionally, accomplished more often than not. Happy is rarer.
That's a very careful non-answer.
You caught that.
I catch most things. Occupational hazard of reading people for tips.
To answer honestly then, yes, I get lonely. More than I'd ever to my grandfather or Daniel or anyone at that party in there.
Thank you for telling me that.
Don't make this into something it isn't, Emma.
I'm not making it into anything. I asked an honest question and you gave me an honest answer. That's all this is.
Right, that's all this is.
We should go back inside before Victoria starts more rumors about us disappearing together.
Let her. For once, I'm not in a hurry.
Can I ask what happened, exactly, between you and your father? You mentioned he was too busy to show up for your mother.
He was always at the office. Even the day she died, he was closing some deal downtown instead of picking me up like he promised.
My mother went instead. She never made it there.
After that, he buried himself in the company even more.
Did it catch him eventually?
He died 6 years ago. Heart failure. Never really talked about her, not once, not to me. I found letters he wrote to her after she passed that he never sent because there was nowhere to send them.
That's a palpering pay himself.
I promised myself I wouldn't him of the send him.
That's heartbreaking. Maybe it's not too late to choose differently.
Maybe. It's difficult to know what differently even looks like when it's all you've ever seen.
I think it looks like tonight, somebody stepping in for somebody else even when it wasn't required by any contract.
Is that a professional observation too?
No, that one's just me.
I like that one better.
Can I tell you something I've never told anyone, not even Sophie?
Go ahead.
I've always felt like I didn't belong in my own family. Sometimes I resent my father a little. For dying. For leaving my mother and me to figure everything out alone. I know it's not fair he didn't choose to die, but grief isn't always fair or logical, is it?
No, it really isn't.
I've never think that makes you a bad daughter. I think I'd be shooing.
Thank you for saying that.
We're a pair, aren't we? Two people who learned early that the people we love the most can also leave us the most unprepared.
A pair indeed.
Thank you for tonight. For the record.
You don't need to thank me for doing my job as your husband, even a temporary one.
Still, it mattered.
Emma.
Yes?
Nothing. Good night.
You were going to say something else.
I was going to say you look beautiful tonight, but it felt like the wrong thing to say to a woman I have a business arrangement with.
Maybe it's not the wrong thing. Maybe it's just an honest thing.
There's that word again, honest.
It suits you when you use it.
Good night, Emma.
Good night, Nate. You have that look again. What look? The look you get when something's shifted and you don't want to admit it. Nothing's shifted. We're still exactly what the contract says we are.
Emma, I've known you since we were 19. You get quiet like this exactly twice in your life. Once when you're heartbroken, and once when you're falling for someone you're terrified to fall for.
This isn't either of those.
Then why do you keep bringing him up in every single sentence? Do I?
Nate said this. Nate mentioned that. Nate's grandfather thinks I have more sense than the last one. You've said his name 11 times in the last 10 minutes. I counted. That's not fair. You're keeping score. I'm your best friend. Keeping score is my whole job description. Fine. Maybe something's shifting. Maybe I look forward to dinner some nights more than I should for a woman on a 30-day contract. Contracts can't actually control feelings, Emma. If they could, half the divorce lawyers in this city would be unemployed.
That's not comforting.
It's not meant to be comforting. It's meant to be true. What are you going to do?
I don't know. Finish the 30 days, take the money, see if the feeling fades once I'm not sleeping down the hall from him every night. And if it doesn't fade, then I suppose I'll have to figure that out when the time comes.
We have a problem. What kind of problem? Victoria Lang hired a private investigator. She's digging into Emma's background. Deep. Family history, financial records, everything. She's looking for something to prove the marriage is fraudulent. Exactly. And Nate, there's something else. Something the investigator apparently already found because Victoria mentioned it to a board contact yesterday. What is it? Emma's father, James Hale. He wasn't just some manufacturing worker. What was he? He co-founded a steel processing company with your grandfather in 1989, Cross Hale Industries, before it became Cross Industries alone. That's not possible. My grandfather never mentioned a part. There's a reason for that, Nate. According to the old filings, James Hale was bought out, der Tratstar, Rotter Nappenst, I called him this morning. You're telling me my grandfather may have cheated Emma's father out of his fair share of this company. This just became far more complicated than a fake marriage. It became complicated the moment you married a woman without properly vetting who her father was, Nate. I vetted her. I just didn't know to look for this. I need to talk to my grandfather. Before you do, there's something else you should sit with. If Victoria's investigator found this, it means there's a paper trail somewhere that's easily accessible, which means it wasn't buried nearly as well as your grandfather might have thought, which means someone at some point wanted it findable. What are you saying? There's only I don't know the business than any of us currently understand, and I think you need to prepare yourself for that before you walk into your grandfather's study. How much time do we have before Victoria makes this public? Unknown. Could be days, could be hours. She'll want to time it for maximum damage, probably right before the board vote. Then I don't have the luxury of waiting to prepare myself. I need answers today.
What must that first went as another kind of panorins? He was a brilliant 91. We needed capital minister that bevered lose everything.
I found out ice far below what those shares non-stack, and he signed.
At a price far below what those shares would eventually be worth because I made him believe the company might not survive otherwise.
And the other half?
The other half of me has known since the day he left my office that I took advantage of a man who trusted me during the worst financial year of his life because I wanted control more than I wanted to be fair.
Grandfather, Emma has been struggling for years. Her mother is sick. They nearly lost work is worth billions.
I am aware of the irony, Nathaniel.
What are you going to do about it?
What do you suggest I do? Hand her a settlement and hope it erases 3 decades of guilt?
I don't know yet, but Victoria Lang knows this too. She's using it, and I don't know what she plans to do with it.
Victoria Lang's grandfather was the very investor who forced James out, and she'll bury it, or worse, she'll twist it to destroy you both first.
Then we need to get ahead of her.
Does Emma know any of this?
No.
You need to tell her, Nathaniel, before Victoria does it for you and makes you look like the villain who married her to keep the secret contained.
I married her for an entirely different reason, and now I don't know how to tell her any of this without her thinking I planned it somehow.
Small world, and an unkind one, apparently, to bring her back into my life this way. Emma, we need to talk.
That's never a good sentence.
It's about your father.
My father? What does he have to do with anything?
He co-founded a company with my grandfather, Cross Hale Industries, before it became Cross Industries.
That's impossible. My father worked in a steel plant. He never owned anything.
He did, Emma, for a while, until my grandfather bought him out during a financial crisis at a price far below what his shares became worth.
You're telling me my father built part of the company you inherited.
Yes.
And you knew this. And you married me anyway, without telling me?
I only found out this morning.
This morning. After we'd already been married for 3 weeks. How convenient that the woman you hired off a companion agency listing turns out to have a claim on your family's fortune. Did you know this from the start? Is that why Daniel picked me specifically?
No, Emma, I swear to you, we had no idea until Victoria's investigator dug it up.
Victoria knows too?
Yes.
So the woman trying to destroy your company also knows my father was cheated out of his share of it. That's not a coincidence anymore, Nate. That's a story about to explode, and I'm standing in the middle of it without having agreed to any of it.
I know. I'm telling you now because you deserve to know, and because I don't want this coming from anyone but me.
You should have told me the second you found out.
I'm telling you now.
Now is hours later. Do you know what it's like to find out the man you're pretending to love profited off your father's ruin?
I didn't profit off anything personally, Emma. This happened before I was even born.
But you inherited it, all of it, while my mother and I were counting pennies for medication.
He does. He said your father was funny, stubborn about precision, and brilliant with engineering. He said he's carried guilt about what happened for 30 years.
Guilt doesn't payment of the years my mother spent picking up double shifts because we suddenly had nothing.
I know that. I'm not defending him. I'm just telling you what he told me because you deserve the full truth in things.
I need some air.
Emma.
Please, just not right now.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
I think I have. My father's ghost, apparently, tied up in the middle of a billion-dollar company.
Wait, back up. What happened?
Turns out my father co-founded the company Nate's family owns. Emma, that's insane. I know. So wait, does that mean you have a legal claim to some of that company? I don't know, and honestly, that's not even what's eating at me right now.
Then what is?
The fact that I've started to actually care about Nate somewhere in the middle of pretending to me when it means anything, or if I'm just a loose end his family created decades ago.
Do you think he planned this?
No, I believe him when he says he didn't know.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Stay away from the penthouse for a night, maybe. Figure out what I actually feel before I go back and pretend everything's fine in front of his grandfather again.
You can stay here as long as you need.
Thank you, Soph.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
For someone who says this is all business, you sure sound like a woman with a broken heart.
I don't have time for a broken heart. I have a mother to take care of and a contract to finish. Contracts don't usually come with this much crying, Emma. I'm not crying. Your face says otherwise. Maybe a little.
Nobody ever does when it comes to falling for someone. That's kind of the whole tragic charm of it.
What do you want out of this, exactly? You're not doing this out of loyalty to me?
I want the marketing contract for your firm's new campaign, the one currently sitting with your nephew's agency. That whatever business ideas circulated after our engagement ended were entirely my own work, developed independently.
You want me to help you cover up stealing her idea?
I prefer the term protecting my professional reputation.
Fine. Get me everything you have by tomorrow morning. If Arthur Cross tries to spin this Hale family history into some redemption story for his grandson, I want ammunition ready to fire back immediately.
You'll have it.
If any of this comes back to implicate me directly, I will make sure you regret ever picking up the phone to call me.
Understood, Victoria. Loud and clear. Nate, the board vote is in 3 days. Victoria's already lined up at least 4 votes against you. What about my grandfather's shares? That's the problem. If the trust condition fails because you're separated from your wife, your voting shares drop before the vote even happens. Victoria knows this. That's exactly why she's pushing so hard right now. Emma hasn't filed anything. We're still legally married for now. But if she doesn't show up publicly beside you before the vote, it feeds the exact narrative Victoria's spreading, that the marriage was fake from day one and is already falling apart. I'm not going to force Emma to stand next to me for a company vote after everything her family's been through because of this company. Then you may lose everything your grandfather built. Then maybe that's the cost of doing the right thing for once. There's one more thing, Nate. My sources say Marcus Bell has been meeting with Victoria. He's supplying old documents from his relationship with Emma, apparently trying to paint her as someone with a history of exploiting business partners. That's insane. He's the one who stole her idea. She'll be able to care about the nuance once the story's already circulating. We need to get ahead of that too. Get me those old emails Emma mentioned, the ones proving Marcus took her idea. That's very noble, Nate, and also potentially the worst business decision I've ever heard you make. Nodded, Daniel. Get Arthur on the phone. I think it's time he addressed the board directly about James Hale before Victoria gets to control that story first. Are you sure? That story could take him down just as easily as it takes down Victoria's family. I'm sure. It's time the truth came from us, not from someone using it as a weapon. I can try. It would help enormously if Emma herself agreed to share them rather than us digging for them independently. It would look far less like manipulation that way. I'll ask her. If she'll even speak to me right now.
Emma, thank you for coming.
Nate said it was important.
It is. I owe you an apology I should have given the moment I heard your father's name at that first dinner.
You knew that night.
I suspected. I told myself it was coincidence because the truth was too uncomfortable to face at my own dinner table.
What actually happened between you and my father? My father, Jen Heldon, your Menladai died. My mother says it broke something in him.
I believe that. I think it broke something in me too, if I'm honest, though I buried it under decades of success so I wouldn't have to look at it directly.
I remember coming to a factory floor as a little girl.
Men in hard hats letting me sit on their shoulders. Was that this company?
I didn't know any of this. My mother never mentioned specifics, just
Your mother was protecting you from a very ugly truth, I imagine. Grief has a way of simplifying itself for the people we're trying to shield.
what do you intend to do now?
I intend to correct the record publicly, restore what's fair to your family, whether or not that costs me the company vote into what's right.
Why now?
Your permission to make this public. And selfishly, I'd like my grandson to have a real chance with you, unclouded by any of this. He doesn't say much about his feelings, but I've watched him this past month, and I haven't seen him this alive in years.
I need to think about the company part, but the other part, that's between Nate and me.
Fair enough.
Thank you for hearing me out.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Victoria's grandfather taught her that a good defense is always a preemptive smear. Do you have anything that proves Marcus' version is false?
I have all our old emails. I saved them, honestly, more out of heartbreak than strategy, but they clished independently after we broke up.
Then I'd suggest sharing those with Daniel, so he pitched her independently after the first shot.
I'll send them tonight.
Thank you, Emma. Truly. I know this hasn't been an easy month for you, in more ways than one.
Thank you for telling the truth. Better late than never, I suppose.
I certainly hope so.
Emma, sweetheart, you look exhausted. Sit down, I'll make tea.
Mom, I need to ask you something about Dad.
What kind of something?
Did you know he co-founded a company before the steel plant job?
Where did you hear that? So you did know. I knew a little. He never liked talking about it. I had ate something and it went badly, and he came and broke something, and for restaurant was never quite healed. The partner was Arthur Cross, Nate's grandfather.
Oh, Emma! I married into the very family that cost him everything. Does Nate know? He found out a few days ago. He told me himself, as soon as he learned. What are you going to do? I don't know. Part of me wants to walk away from all of it. Part of me feels like Dad would want me to see this through, to get some kind of justice for what happened to him. Emma, your father wasn't a bitter man, even after everything. I think you should ask yourself if you're staying because of your father's memory or because of your own feelings for that young man. Those are two very different reasons, sweetheart, and only one of them should decide your future. I think it might be both, honestly. Then maybe it's time you stopped running from either one. Mom, do you remember me visiting the factory floor, riding on men's shoulders, wearing overalls too big for me?
I do. You loved it there. You read your sea gray building feel warm.
Arthur helped me all the time, even after everything fell apart.
Your roller believed you fiercely in that business that never changed.
I wish I could have known that side of him more. The proud father who talked about his daughter to his business partner, I mostly remember him tired and quiet in the years after.
That's the tragedy of it, isn't it? The betrayal didn't just cost him money. It cost him years of being the man he was before it happened.
Then don't.
You came back.
I talked to your grandfather today.
I heard. He told me everything he told you.
He wants to go public about my father before the vote.
What do you think about that?
I think my father deserves to have his name known for what he actually built, not erased by a settlement that bought his silence 30 years ago.
And what about us? What do you think about that?
I think I've spent between grandfather's lamb dinner and pasta on a night you hadn't eaten that stopped being true.
Emma, I need you to know something. Whatever happens tomorrow with the vote, whatever happens with the annulment we planned, I don't want to walk away from you in 30 days like none of this happened.
Are you saying that because you might lose the company tomorrow and you're scared, or are you saying it because you mean it?
I'm saying, I told you, honesty suits me apparently when I use it.
Small laugh, I did say that.
There's something else I should tell you. Marcus has been feeding old information to Victoria, apparently trying to paint you as someone with a pattern of exploiting business partners to counter whatever sympathy the Hale story generates tomorrow.
I already told your grandfather about that. I sent Daniel the old emails tonight, the ones proving Marcus stole the idea.
You didn't have to protect yourself alone like that. I would have helped if you told me sooner.
I've spent a long time protecting myself alone, Nate. It's a hard habit to break in 1 month.
Maybe it's a habit worth breaking, though. Slowly, if not all at once.
Maybe.
Stay tomorrow. Stand beside me at that board meeting, not because the contract requires it, but because you want to.
I want to see this through, Nate. All of it. The company, the truth about my father, and whatever this is between us.
Then let's go face it together.
Before we proceed to the vote, I'd like the board to consider the timing of Nathaniel's marriage, conveniently 30 days before this very vote.
To a woman with no public history, discovered only recently to have a personal connection to this company's founding.
It's true that my wife's father, James Hale, co-founded this company with my grandfather in 1989.
Why are we only hearing this now?
Because I am the one who buried it 30 years ago, and I'm the only one who can properly unbury it today.
Arthur, is this really necessary?
It's overdue, Victoria. James Hale was my partner and my friend during the recension of St. B90 Church and Hencher of the Charge Terre, who benefited handsomely from James's exit. Are you saying? I am saying exactly that. I have the original documents, the correspondence, and sworn testimony from our former accountant confirming the details. I intend to make all of it public today, regardless of how it affects this vote.
Arthur, you're destroying your own legacy.
No, Victoria, I'm final restitution trust for the Hale family, reflexive Hams Hales and immediately.
That's a significant sum, Arthur.
It's the right sum. It's decades overdue.
This changes nothing about the marriage question. Nathaniel married Emma Hale 30 their contractual conventional tools lots.
That are love, and it invalidates the Turkish and regardless Hastings, Emma Hale ain't of exploiting business relationships for personal advancement, without her knowledge or consent.
Those documents could easily be fabricated.
They're timestamped, verified by the original email server logs, and I'd be happy to have them independently of turning for the board's on thence account, if that would satisfy any doubts. I think we've heard enough on that particular thread. Let's romp to nay to the matter of the glancing acts, return to the matter of the make secrets felf.
And I can say the same. I didn't come into this marriage for love. I came into it because my mother was sick and I was desperate. But I'm standing here today because somewhere along the way, desperation turned into something real, and I'd like the chance to see where that goes, vote or no vote.
That's a rather unconventional defense for a corporate trust condition.
I'll let the board decide based on the law as written and the truth of them.
Fine, let's vote.
All in favor of recognizing Nathaniel Cross's marriage as valid under the trust condition, thereby confirming his 6% voting control. Aye. Aye.
Nay. Aye.
Motion carries 5-1. Nathaniel Cross retains controlling interest in Cross Industries.
This isn't over, Nathaniel.
Victoria, given what's just come to light about your grandfather's role in James Hale's exit, I'd suggest focusing your energy on your own family's legacy rather than mine.
We'll see about that.
We certainly will. Meeting adjourned. Arthur, for what it's worth, that took considerable courage today. 30 years too late, but thank you.
Better late than never, as someone in this room already said today.
Wise words, apparently, no matter who speaks them. We did it.
You did it. That took courage, saying what you said in there.
I meant every word.
I know. That's what scared me most.
Scared you?
In a good way. The kind of scared that means it's real.
Emma, I know we started this as a 30-day contract, 29 days from a wedding neither of us wanted for the reasons people usually want one, but I don't want day 30 to be an annulment.
What do you want it to be?
I want to actually ask you to marry me. Properly this time. No contract, no trust condition, no press conference forcing our hand, just because I want you in my life for reasons that have nothing to do with a will or a company.
Nate, are you proposing to your own wife?
Technically, yes. I'm aware it's unusual.
Everything about us has been unusual.
Is that a yes?
Ask me properly and find out.
Emma Hale Cross, will you stay married to me? Not for 30 days, but for the rest of however many days we get.
Yes, I will.
I hate to interrupt whatever this moment is, but I wanted to say that was the best piece of corporate crisis management I've ever witnessed. And I say that as someone whose literal job is corporate crisis management. High praise, Daniel. Don't let it go to your heads, either of you. There's still press outside who want a statement.
Let them wait 5 more minutes. I think we've earned that much.
5 minutes. I'll hold them off. That's more grace than I probably deserve, but thank you for it. Grandfather, there's something else Emma and I wanted to tell you. Oh?
We're planning a real wedding, a proper one, with actual guests who know it's genuine this time.
Well, it's about time this family had a wedding worth celebrating instead of hiding.
We'd like you to walk Emma down the aisle, actually alongside her mother.
Me?
You've become part of this family too, whether either of us expected it a month ago or not.
I would be honored, truly. James would have liked that, I think, strange as that history is between us.
I think he would have too.
There's something else, Emma. Spoke Sporsit and CD, the meal delivery concept for family plan with Hestain, properly credited this time.
Arthur, I don't know what to say.
The restitution trust papers are finalized. Your mother should receive the first transfer by the end of the week, Emma.
Thank you, Arthur. Truly, I know this doesn't erase what happened to my father.
No, nothing ever fully does, but I hope it's a start.
Nathaniel, you may say your vows. Emma, I married you the first time out of necessity, and I nearly missed the chance to choose freely. Now as a contract requires, I choose you freely every day from here forward. Emma, your vows.
Nate, I came into your life needing 500,000 in $500,000.
By the power vested in me, and considering this is technically your second time doing this, I now pronounce you husband and wife. For real this time. You may kiss your bride.
Finally!
Only took them 31 days and a corporate scandal.
I always knew there was more to that contract than paperwork.
Emma, I have to say, when I sent you that ridiculous agency listing, I did not expect it to end in an actual real wedding with actual real vows and actual real tears from actual me. Neither did I, honestly. I thought I was signing up for 30 awkward days and a paycheck. Do you regret any of it? The strange start, the scandal, all of it? Not for a sex part of it led somewhere I actually wanted to be.
Nate, a word, if you don't mind stepping away from your own reception for one business-adjacent moment. Daniel, it's my wedding. I know. I promise it's brief. Victoria Lang issued a statement this morning, stepping down from the board voluntarily, citing family considerations. That's unexpected. I imagine her family's own scandal made her position rather untenable once the full story about her grandfather came out publicly. Well, I suppose today really is a day for endings and beginnings both. Go back to your wife, Nate. I just thought you'd want to know before some reporter ambushes you with a question at the bar. Thank you, Daniel, for everything this past 2 months, honestly. Just doing my job. Congratulations, truly. I mean that.
Thank you, Daniel. That means a lot.
Mom, you look wonderful. How's the treatment going?
Better every week, sweetheart. I have you to thank for that.
You have Arthur to thank too, honestly.
I suppose grace comes from strange places sometimes.
Emma, Daniel says the community fund proposal was approved. The James Hale Engineering Scholarship officially launches next month.
My father would have loved that. Kids who couldn't otherwise afford it getting a real shot at engineering school.
I thought it was a fitting way to keep his name attached to something good instead of something that was taken from him.
It's perfect, Nate. Thank you.
The whole family should be proud. James built more than he ever knew, and now his legacy gets to keep building, long after all of us are gone too.
Look at all of you, one big happy blended family. Who would have guessed 30 days and a fake wedding later? Life has a strange sense of humor sometimes.
I've learned not to argue with it. It brought me you.
How's the pilot program going, by the way? I heard the second city launches next quarter.
Ahead of schedule, actually. Your delivery model cut missed meal incidents for chronically ill families by nearly 40% in the first city alone.
40%. My father would have wanted to know the exact tolerance on that number, precise to the decimal.
He absolutely would have. Some things never change, apparently, even across generations. For the record, I still maintain this was the strangest assignment of my entire career, and also somehow the one I'm proudest of.
To 30 days that changed everything. To 30 days that turned into forever.
To 30 days that turned into forever.
I wanted to come back here, just once, before we head to the airport.
The infamous diner. I feel like I should be nervous.
Table 6 is right there. That's where Marcus and Victoria sat the day everything started falling apart.
And now look at you, running a pilot program, married for real, about to leave for your first honeymoon.
Funny how a humiliating Tuesday turned into all of this. Emma? Oh my goodness, is that really you? We saw you on the news. Hi, Carla. It's really me. Table 6 still asks about you, you know. Not literally, obviously, but I always think of you when I clear that booth. Table 6 will always have a special place in my complicated heart. Can I get you two anything? On the house, obviously, for our most famous former employee. Coffee would be perfect. Strong, please. Strong coffee for the woman who used to make the strongest coffee in this whole city. Coming right up.
You really did work here.
Every single day, for 3 years. This is where I learned to read people fast, remember?
I remember. It served you well, apparently, all the way into a boardroom.
Life has a strange way of using every skill you ever learned, even the ones you didn't think mattered at the time.
To strange skills, then, and stranger beginnings.
To strange beginnings that somehow found their way to exactly where they needed to go.
Try to actually relax on this trip, Nate. I promise the company will still exist when you return. I trust you completely, Daniel. That's precisely why I'm able to leave it all. High praise coming from you. Don't let it go to my head.
Emma, call me the second you land. I need every detail, minus anything too private, obviously.
I'll call, I promise. Have a wonderful time, both of you. You've more than earned it.
Enjoy every single day of it, Nathaniel. Trust me when I say the years move fast and work so won't when you could be living.
I'll remember forever that. Thank you for everything.
Thank your wife. She's the one who taught an old stubborn man that honesty, however late, is still worth more than silence.
We taught each other, I think. That's usually how it works in my experience.
Ready?
Ready.
Funny how that works out sometimes.
The funniest thing that's ever happened to me, honestly.
To us, then. However many days we get.
To us. Every single one of them.